Now I would like to invite everyone to do something creative. So you are joining me from my almost completely renovated new kitchen as we put together a resurrection garden. So I just want to show you the supplies that you will need. Once again, you can find that list as well in the description of this video. You will need some kind of plate. I have the bottom, the drain catcher of a pot. And you will need some kind of soil. I have a bag of potting soil that I'm going to use today. You will need a handful of smaller rocks that you will need for later in the process. You'll need some kind of small pot or something that can act like the cave of your resurrection garden. This can be a teacup, a tin can, anything that you can set on its side so that it looks like a cave. You'll need a rock that is big enough to cover or would cover the entry to your cave. You will need some kind of plants. I have a few fake plants that I'm going to incorporate into my resurrection garden. I also just went out to the backyard and rescued some moss that I'm going to use as well, just to bring some green. So if there's some missing moss in the back of the parsonage, you know where to find it. You will also need sticks so that I have a big stick. You will need at least 6 small sticks. And then you will need some scissors and some sort of twine or any kind of string that you think you might want to use. I also have a mister here on hand because I'm going to use that to make sure that my moss sticks to my soil. So I'm going to move the screen down so that you can see what I'm doing on these beautiful new countertops. So here we go. I have my plate and I am going to fill it with some potting soil. You will want to make sure to add cactus soil. This is left over from my wedding. You'll want to fill it till it's almost all the way full. This is very dry soil because I wasn't planning to plant anything. If you want to put real plants in your resurrection garden, you will want to make sure that you have enough soil that your plants will survive and that it's moist for them to get some water. Okay, so I filled that up almost all the way to the top. Then you'll want to place your tomb where you want to put it in your scene, as well as I'm going to put it, and you want to put it kind of in the middle of the scene because you'll see why in a second. And you'll also want to take your rock and set it up next to your tomb. And look, you can see that it's open, so that's awesome. Then you're going to take more soil. I'm just taking away my cup, so I'm just going to use my hands. And you want to make a mound big enough that it covers the back of your cave. Yep. So that the whole thing is covered with soil. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to use my spritzer to make sure that the moss is going to stick to my soil. Okay, and then I'm going to take my moss. I'm going to tear it into smaller pieces. Here I have a couple small pieces. I'm going to place it around the outside of the tomb here because that's where I want my moss. If you have moss, you can put it anywhere that you like. If you have fake plants, you can put them anywhere that you like. Looks like I got way too much moss. That's plenty for me. And then I'm going to try and fit, I actually have 2 fake plants here, but I think now that I see what it looks like, I'm just going to use one, mostly because this one is stuck inside of this box. And so I don't want to try and fit that whole box in there, so I'm not going to use that one. This one is actually on a little clip. This is from my friend Celia's one of her bridal showers. I'm just going to bury that in the dirt here in the back so that you can't see the little clip and so that hopefully the plant will stay. Soil. Make sure that that sticks. There we go. I'm happy with that. I'm going to spray it down just to get the soil to stay in one place instead of being all dry. Also, I'm going to spritz my moss while I'm at it just to make sure it's nice and wet. Okay, so this is the point at which you will need your small rocks. And so you want to make a path going from the open tomb to the edge of your to the edge of your scene. So I'm picking some of these nice flat rocks that will make a nice little exit to the end of my scene. I like that. That looks really good. Okay, and so now comes the point in which you're going to need your twig. So I'm going to put this to the side so that I can do this. So I'm going to break my big stick into 6 smaller sticks. What we're doing is we're making little crosses to put in our scene. That's probably good for that. Okay, so I have a couple big sticks here. I'm going to take off all the weird parts. I'm going to make one that's slightly larger than the other two. We know that Jesus was crucified with 2 other individuals, so we're going to make 3 crosses to put on our scene. And then we're going to make a little cross. Make sure we have enough little pieces to go across the crosses here. Okay, and this is where the twine comes into play. So it might be a little bit difficult. My twine is actually already in pieces. This was left over from another project, but I think it's a little bit long. So I'm going to cut a piece here. And then I'm going to use the twine to go around one direction and then up and around another direction. So I'm kind of like going in a little triangle, diagonal, so that hopefully it will stay as like a little side cross. Excellent. Okay. I'm going to tie this in the back and then cut it off. And cut off my little end pieces too. And then, so I'm assuming you're going to make all 3 of your crosses, but I don't want to make you watch me make all of those crosses, but I will put a picture of my final product on Facebook. So then you will want to find a place in your scene that you want to put your crosses. So I'm going to put mine up here on the top. And if you dig them in and kind of push around with your fingers, you should be able to get your sticks to stand up straight, especially if you wet your soil like I have. And you might need to add a little bit more soil. So once you're done, your resurrection garden should look something similar to this. I hope that you can display this as a reminder that this time is about the resurrection of Jesus. It's not just any plain old day, but it is a special day to us. And so here we have our resurrection garden in memory of this resurrection day. I hope that this is helpful to you. And if you do this project, take pictures and make sure to post them on Facebook tagging that you are at Northwest. You may go on with the service, or if you've done this separately, thank you for watching my Resurrection Garden video.